Hey everybody, it's Robert and you're watching Sidestep Adventures, and today we are in Cataloochee, North Carolina, in the Cataloochee Valley. Now this is a part of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and some of the houses are still preserved here, and we're going to take a look at them today. The Cataloochee area was settled in the 1800s. There's an informative marker here that tells us a little bit about it. And by 1900, Cataloochee brimmed with 700 residents. But by the 1930s, this became a national park, and all of those residents left, and a lot of the houses were removed. And there's only a few that stand today, but they're super interesting to see. It also, a description from 1883 says the mountains of Cataloochee are timbered. The narrow level lands between are fertile. Farmhouses look upon a rambling road, and a creek, noted as a prolific trout stream, runs a devious course. Beautiful area, super historic. We're going to take a look at the historic marker and then check out the house and the cool old barn. This marker has a great map of the Cataloochee area as it used to be, and you can see how it was just dotted with structures, and lots of civilization back during this time was here. And it's interesting that only a few of these places remain now. And I think there's a pretty good image. This is the Will Messer farm here. Now this is the old Palmer Place, which was built about 1860, and it was sited in 1902. This is actually an old log cabin, and it has been preserved by the parks and was lived in until the 1930s, when everybody left here and it became a national park. It's interesting, the historic marker says that many people left their beloved homes and churches and stores here when the people were removed for it to become a national park. It's a really neat tile there. You can see remnants of old wallpaper on the walls here. Now this wallpaper was to no doubt seal the cracks in the walls and help this cabin stay warmer in the mountain winters here. A fieldstone fireplace, but very different from what we usually see in Georgia in overall design. There's also bricks here. And I can't help but wonder when the last time a family actually was warmed beside this fireplace in this little room back here. Of course, we really know around the 1930s. And many, many layers of wallpaper. Well, this room here was actually sealed with newspapers. These big wide boards, and then covered over with old newspapers that are still here. Wonder if we can get a date on any of these. Look, the treasure is at a cabin off Beantown Road under the bridge, over the creek, go upwards almost. I guess we'll have to go treasure hunting later. There's a little bit of wallpaper here too. Oh, that's pretty. So information about the cook cabin. So this room must have been one of the later additions to the house. And they have it decorated with some great information about the area. Lots of wonderful pictures. The movement to establish a national park in the southern Appalachians began in earnest in 1923. However, unlike earlier national parks, which were created out of federally controlled land, a national park in the Great Smokies would mean buying out private interest. Between 1925 and 1944, some 6,600 separate tracts of land were purchased with money raised by the states of North Carolina and Tennessee. In an effort to return the mountains to their natural condition, the early park management called for the removal of all evidence of settlement. Most of Cataloochee's homes and farm buildings were destroyed or allowed to deteriorate. In 1938, Charles Grossman, a landscape architect working for the park, undertook to survey all the buildings present in the park. Through his and Hiram C. Wilburn's effort, the park management began to save some of the surviving structures. And over here are I guess all of the remaining buildings that are still in Cataloochee today. Something that's always fascinated me in particular about the Great Smoky Mountains Park are the remaining structures and how the families must have felt when they were removed from this area so the park could be established. And seeing these homes that are just really ghost homes now, they are preserved but devoid of any kind of family or homestead, or I'm sure they're filled with many memories, but they're in their cleaned out state is kind of hard to see. So it's very fascinating to see them. And think about the families that were removed from here and how they must have felt